Do you think most men desire to have a traditional wife?
I think they desire it in theory, but not in reality.
That's what I was looking for.
Because in their minds, the story is perfect. But in reality, there are going to be bills that he can't pay sometimes.
What's the story?
The story is she's at my beck and call. She's always happy. She's never angry with me. She thinks everything I do is perfect. She takes care of my feelings and rubs my head on my shoulders after a long day, all of that. She's never angry, sad, or frustrated if a bill isn't paid, if we're having problems. Like, I think that's the story in the mind. But in reality, there's no way for him to guarantee that because he's going to have pressures. He's going to have financial pressures. There's going to be other pressures that he doesn't want to deal with. So at the end of the day, often while he's dealing with those pressures, those financial pressures of having a traditional wife, he's going to take it out on her for the pressure that he's feeling to be able to sustain that household on his own. So I think that in theory, a lot of men think they want the traditional 1950s wife, but in reality, they don't really move about their relationships in that manner.
Many men ask, so what do women bring to the table? Well, honestly, the answer can be different for every woman. But a traditional woman, well, she brings loyalty, peace, emotional support. She takes care of the home and often leads when it comes to raising the kids. And let's not forget, she's the one who carries the pregnancy. And it's not just physical, it's a huge emotional load too. But beyond that, a good woman supports her man. She encourages him, believes in him even when he doubts about himself, and brings calm when things get heavy. She is wise, not controlling, but smart enough to offer real advice and make him see things clearly when he is stuck. And she's not trying to lead him, but will always point in the right direction if he is willing to listen. She builds, protects, and nurtures what they are growing together. And she doesn't wait for perfection to show up for a man she respects.
Yeah, show me you can pay my rent. That's standard. That's the standard. So if a girl asks you, yo, give me the rent, I don't care if it's 24 hours. Just do it. You're gonna make that money back. You're gonna make it back.
You can't make this up.
And that's the quickest way to get blocked. I'm not paying rent for two households. Y'all keep moving the goalposts and these high standards, but never mention what benefits a man gets by being a provider. Stop listening to these type of women and seek advice from women that are happily married.
Yeah, show.
Why do women friend zone guys who would make them wives for guys who made them single moms?
I feel like sometimes it's really like the guys that'll make you a wife. Women, they don't want to like change who they are. So they say they want to be a wife, but they're not ready to really play the wife role or whatever. So I feel like that's really what it was.
I feel like some women know what they want with the wrong man, if that makes sense, because a lot of y'all want babies, cars, houses, with the guy that just doesn't want that. Like, if he says no, it's no.
Attractive women, they know they're attractive and they monetize it. They capitalize on it. They do very well for themselves. They don't need a man for a long-term relationship. Less attractive women often go the other route. They pursue education, careers, degrees. They spend their 20s and 30s chasing ambition, and unfortunately many miss their biological window to have family. But then they hit their 40s, and after years of saying that all men are useless and how they want to be independent, they're not exactly at the top of the dating market by that point.
When it comes down to men and relationships and marriage, it's very simple. It comes down really to two things. Men get into relationship or marriage for two reasons. The first reason being they should. And the second reason being they are head over heels in love because they found their dream girl. Now, what do I mean by they should? You know, it's time for them to settle down. It's more convenient for them to have someone. Maybe they've been dating someone for a very long time and like, oh, well, she stuck it out this long. May as well. The second one, they found their dream girl. They're head over heels in love. You know, they happened upon this person. They weren't looking, and they are going to do everything in their power to make sure that this woman stays in their lives. And let's be clear, dream girls, the ones where their man is head over heels in love with them, and the man is going to be a provider in that relationship. Those aren't 50-50 guys. If he wants to go 50-50 with you, it's very simple. You're not his dream girl. He's not head over heels in love with you. He might like you. He might love the way you feel about him or the way that you make him feel about himself, but you're not the dream girl. And I know many couples. I know couples where found the dream girl. He would do anything in his power to keep her. And I know the couples where it's like, well, I oughta. And there's a palpable difference.
Men love to call themselves protectors and providers, but protectors from whom and providers of what? They're protectors of other men and providers of trauma. As a divorce lawyer, I see this pattern more than I should. Ask yourself, who do they really protect? I've seen husbands jump to defend their buddies, their coworkers, even complete strangers at a bar, but go silent when it's their wife who needs defending. They'll fight to guard their reputation, their pride, their image, but not the woman who shares their home. They'll protect their friends from consequences, but not their own family from pain. And let's talk about provision, because what are they providing? For too many women, it isn't stability, it isn't safety, it isn't peace, it's anxiety, it's sleepless nights, it's walking on eggshells in your own home. They provide excuses, they provide broken promises, they provide trauma that women spend years, sometimes decades, trying to heal from. I've had clients who spent their entire marriage carrying the weight while their husbands carried only their ego. Men who insisted they were the provider when in reality their wives were providing everything: income, childcare, emotional labor, while he provided chaos. Protecting and providing are not about titles, they're about actions. If you want to call yourself a protector, start by making sure the people you love feel safe in your presence and not scared of it. If you want to call yourself a provider, provide more than just bills being paid. Provide consistency, provide kindness, provide peace. Because protection without safety isn't real. Provision without stability isn't real. And a marriage without either isn't a partnership. So the next time a man brags about being a protector and provider, listen closely. Who is he protecting? What is he providing? Because words are cheap, but the reality of what his family feels, that tells the truth.
Day 4 of 30 days of unfiltered thoughts. And this is honestly the longest time that I have been single since I was 14 years old. And I don't know what to do with myself. Not waking up to good morning texts or good night texts from the person that you actually enjoy is very, very strange for me. I went on 2 dates. I actually enjoyed one person, and then I don't know. I think I forgot what it was like to not just fall madly in love with someone instantly and then become instantly obsessed with you, which is what has happened in every single one of my relationships. But the chemistry lies. You feel this intense, passionate chemistry, and I can definitely say that hasn't worked out for me. I mean, I even got married based off of that, and yeah, exactly. So, push and pull method, dating pool is full of pissing. I'm scared. I do not want to do this, so I don't think I'll be going on any more dates with anyone else. I have a lot of time. I've been going to the gym every single day. I have been feeling great. I've been focusing on stoicism, meditating a lot, praying a lot, just being myself, cutting people off. Obviously, it makes me feel phenomenal. My skin is glowing. I feel great. But other than that, I am lonely as fuck. And I don't know what to do. I don't know how long I can do this for. But anyways, it's a challenge, just like we push in the gym. So let's keep going, mates.
This trend of people who claim to be anti-patriarchal using patriarchal strategies and tactics against other women.
I have literally been saying this for years. I love being early. It's a pain, but it's so worth it when these things happen. So flawed villain, renowned misandrist, she got outed for voting for Trump, basically. Of course, naturally, these actual feminist types they're not a big fan of, right? And now that people find out who she voted for, I'm seeing a lot of people retroactively be like, oh, wait, now all these things, actually, they're problematic. I've gotten on here for 2 years and I've said, hey, these arguments you're making, this whole, men definitely need to pay for everything. Well, a woman doesn't respect herself. If she goes 50-50, if she contributes financially to the relationship at all, she must be male-centered. She must not respect herself. Again, things of that sort. I've always said that is the patriarchy striking. That's misogyny striking. But no, they don't want to listen to it when it's BRS. They don't want to listen to it when it's train guy. But now they're figuring it out for themselves. And every time it comes up, I'm going to be like, I told you so. It's going to feel so good. I love it. Not gonna lie, it's like the DL thing all over again. Like when I was like, hey guys, this is kind of skeeting towards homophobic territory. Then all of a sudden, months later, they're like, oh wait, yeah, it is. Bro, I'm always early. That's what I'm saying. That's why when you guys don't agree with my take, you guys are like, ooh, rare or miss. It's just because I'm early. Okay, and you're not there yet. Try to catch up.
I'm 30 years old and I couldn't be more uninterested in marriage and dating. I've done so much on my own that I'm genuinely unimpressed by the population of men that we have to date. I have not met one person that has made my life significantly easier because I firmly believe that when you get into a partnership with a man, a woman never benefits. I did the move in with a guy thing and I daydreamed about it my entire life and I didn't. I was like, ew, this this is literally like free labor and also like free ass work. The thing is, for me, I'm hyper independent. Like, I have literally lived in 5 different cities by the time I was 30, and I moved every single time by myself. I also bought a place when I was 25, a mortgage on my own. I know how to do electrical work. I know how to patch drywall. Like, as long as I have a YouTube video, I'm good. I own my own business. I set up an LLC. I'm literally doing all these things, and when a man is literally trying to pen pal with me just to be casual, like, it gives me the ick, because of what the what do you have to offer? Oh, you pay for my dinner? Oh, you pay for my drinks? You paid for my trip? Okay, like, I can do that myself. The appeal is not there. Unless a man is truly making my life significantly easier, I would rather be single than be in bad company.
A lot of these modern women are saying a lot of stupid stuff. I think there was one woman talking about, who are you protecting me from? What are you providing for me? I've seen men, or I've seen women come in and complain basically about their husband taking up for his buddies or complete strangers. Did you ask the woman what she was doing? And that's where accountability comes from, because it's been happening to where men, no questions asked, run up into something that their wife has started or their girlfriend or fiance has started, and it be her fault. There was a dude on social media. They went to a neighborhood and she was recording him do some tricks in the neighborhood. Guy came out of his house and he was giving the guy grief. The guy just said, and the man just said, let's go. I mean, we're not supposed to be here. Let's go. Let's just get in the car. The woman stayed outside arguing with the homeowner. The homeowner was about to call the police on them, and they was both about to go to jail. She's sitting there arguing. He said, get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. Oh no, he's not going to da and this and that. Get in the car. Just get in the car. I was just trying to say something. No, this is their neighborhood. You're not supposed to be here. We can get in a lot of trouble. When I'm telling you to get in the car, is for a reason. That's what the man is talking about. So that's why you have to start asking questions. What did she do? Was she out there acting silly? That's why you ask those type of questions. Because if you don't, modern women will think, well, you're not protecting me from anything. We've seen too many instances online and experiencing it where the man runs up, tries to protect his wife, and gets his jaw broken. Literally gets knocked down a flight of stairs trying to protect his woman, and come to find out, she was the one that was wrong. She was the one jaw jacking. So I'm not really sure what these modern women are talking about when they talk. And then we talk about the expectations. Oh, what men don't really understand. They say they want a woman that, is soft and feminine and this, they're expecting her to never have an attitude. Who said that? They're expecting her to do X, Y, and Z, this, and this. No, y'all don't want to do anything. We got to come to, do you even like the men that you're with? That's what we have to start asking. Do you even like the guys that you're with?
Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but I really think marriage is overrated. Not like the partnership aspect of it, not the monogamy aspect of it, but like, what is the point of getting married once you take it out of any religious context? You feel what I'm saying? All you're really doing is like letting the state know, hey, me and this person now share a life. And now they're gonna tax you as such. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think like we can just be together for a long period of time. And then at that, if we don't want to be together anymore after 10, 25, 2 years, who knows, we can just like split. You feel me? We can just, you know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, marriage is $1 billion industry, and so is divorce. Like, most marriages don't work out. That's the reality situation. And I don't think like people don't be compatible. I think life kind of just changes people in a lot of different ways. And then like some years go by and then they're just not compatible anymore. You feel what I'm saying? Like, most marriages today, like, don't get it twisted. There are happy marriages. I'm not. There are people who can be together for like their entire lives. And that's beautiful. You feel what I'm saying? But for the most part, people either get divorced or they like stay in very unhappy marriages to maintain, whatever they built together in their family and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? And I just think that's unnecessary. I think like if you just want to be with somebody forever, you can just kind of be with somebody forever. Or you could plan to be with them forever and then like somewhere down the line figure out that, forever is just a little bit too long for you. You feel what I'm saying?
The less you do, the more successful you'll be with women, especially hot women.
Women need you not to care in order to love you. I will say that one more time. She needs you not to care in order to love you.
She's gonna tell you she wants a good man. Then she'll disappear for the guy who treats her like an afterthought.
If you show a lot of care, you have revealed your interest level.
And you know what's crazy about that? The less you care, the more she starts to. Every single time, I promise you guys.
The less that you care, the more she starts chasing.
She only wants you when you stop caring.
If you show too much care, she now assumes that you have went emotionally weak for her.
The second you show that you need them and that you want them and X, Y, and Z and they're your priority, they hate you forever.
At all times, she wants to know that you have retained your emotional strength.
The less you care, the more she starts to. And that's the crazy part.
Which means the only way she cares about you is oftentimes if you show less care or you are 1 to 2 steps removed from that interaction.
Need less, attract more.
If he says, I don't mind providing, if you stay home to cook, clean, and take care of the kids, then honey, he minds. That is not a provider. That is a traditional man.
Okay, so she's basically saying men who say that are like bad, and I'm just wondering, what kind of man do you want? Like, do they really think it's realistic for there to be a man where he's like, hey, just take my money, I have no ulterior motive at all? Like, you guys know the whole provider thing is misogynistic, but even aside from that, you're telling me that you expect your man to just like want to give you money for the vibes? Just to pay for everything just for the vibes? Like, these can't be real human being thoughts. And normally I wouldn't stitch this video because this video is from 2023, but this was so ridiculous I had to say something. It's kind of making some of these talking points make sense, because sometimes I'm like, bro, even if you're right about all this provider stuff and that's like how it should be, you're still wrong with the take. Like, the concept that men are supposed to be providers and women are just supposed to sit around, like, how does that make any sense? Like, you know, when they say relationships are supposed to be give and take, they don't mean one person gives and the other person takes. They mean like they're both doing both. Like, that video literally has 60K likes in a video where she's just like, you know what? Your man should just want to give you money for no reason. If your man expects anything positive out of the relationship, red flag. Like, what are we on here? Like, in society.
As a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age. Who is not a conservative.
Today's liberals don't believe in gender roles, though. Today's liberals believe in gender equality. So this woman's mindset is, I get to be a liberal. I get to be liberated from gender roles. Gender equality for me, but I still want you to be every part of a traditional man. You cannot make this shit up.
A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide. Who is not a conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my it too?
These women just want you to pay for everything. So I'm going to still identify as a liberal. I'm still going to be free from gender roles. But I would love it if a guy would pay for everything. Oh, of course you would. Isn't that convenient?
Women can't take accountability. We all know that. Here's what you do instead. But we know that women cannot take accountability when things happen. They'll just avoid, they'll get mad at you, they'll insult you. So what's the point of even bringing it up? There is none. To a degree, you don't want to go about it logically. You want to go about it like you feel bad for them. Like they did something they couldn't even control. And you want to give repercussions in the way of removing your attention. The problem is most guys go about it logically. They say, you did this, I'm so mad at you, why would you do this? And then they can't take accountability. But if you disarm them and you calm them down and you pat them on the head and say, you know what, you did that, but here's what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen next. They will change their behavior. But obviously, if it's to a degree where you can't do that, where they did something so terrible, you just move on. Because people don't change, and they certainly won't take accountability. For my dating system, click the link in bio.
I am 60 and single. First of all, I divorced on year 29 of my marriage. I left at 54, 6 years ago, so I'm still single. Secondly, when you're meeting guys now, they jump to conversations that are way more intimate than what I desire to be in getting to know you. So that's out. Explicit with things that, no, I'm just meeting you. Absolutely not. Then they want to ask you questions and make you feel like you want to interview. Like, what do you do? What do you like to do when you're not working? What do you like? Maybe it's just me, but I don't like to feel like I'm being interviewed for the role, interviewed for the job. Like, can we just talk and talk about things, talk about the world, talk about what's going on, and then let things just flow organically. But as far as the succession of questions, making me feel like I have to answer the questions correctly to be chosen, I'm not on that time. I'm just not about that life. I'm just not going to do that. let's just talk. And then I say, oh, I painted this, or I made this, or I went here. Let's just talk. Let's just let it flow. Can we get back to being organic and
You only want love because you're broke. I promise you, if you get a bag, these men will become so insignificant to you. Because money for women is not only leverage, but it's freedom. Freedom to move how you want, do what you want, go where you want, be where you want, wear what you want, eat what you want, do what you want. Money is the great equalizer. And I promise you, if you stop chasing men and romantic love and focus on getting a bag, upping your skill set, and increasing your quality of life, men will become a non-factor.
Every time I talk to married men, they're trying to convince me not to get married. How is it that you have the woman of your dreams, but you convincing other men not to get married? Most men that's married don't want to be married, or they got married for the wrong reasons. They didn't get married because they genuinely wanted to. They got married because they just thought that was just the next steps that they were supposed to do. And then every time we have a conversation, they're trying to push me away from marriage. And then they're surprised by my response, because I'm heavy on I want to get married. I'm heavy on men being married. Only if these men's wives knew how they was talking about marriage behind their backs.
Women say they want is an emotionally in touch man, and what they want is a masculine man. And that they will articulate what they want in a man, and includes being more emotionally available. And then they want to have sex with a traditional masculine man. And what I hear from a lot of, and this is anecdotal evidence, and it's pulse marketing, and you tell me what the data says, but there's just so many single women in my age group. And it feels like there's literally no men in my age group. As bad as it is for people in their 20s and 30s, try being a woman in your 50s trying to date, right? And they tell me the same thing. These are liberal, progressive, educated women. They say, by the way, I like a manly man. Yeah. And they say it under their breath. So there's what supposedly is stated around, I need more emotional availability, someone who's touched with their feelings. But what the research shows is they want a guy with facial hair. Women are still very attracted to traditional masculine attributes.
And this screams toxic to me, to be honest with you, and just screams toxic masculinity, and obviously don't love that. I'm not really sure where you get the term traditional male values, or what you particularly consider to be traditional male values, but whatever those are, if that man got whatever those values are from being anti-human rights and being an unempathetic, then yeah, I don't want it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, no other liberal woman wants it either, which is why conservative men have admitted to lying on dating apps and lying to potential partners about their views, because they know the liberal women don't want it. It's kind of like it's the entire point.
Y'all are not gonna like what men are doing on dates now. I have a friend that secretly records his dates and then runs the audio through Claude for feedback. He swears it's for self-improvement. It literally coaches him like, you could have gone deeper here. Maybe don't talk about peptides for 9 uninterrupted minutes. Imagine going on a date, but afterwards you're getting notes. Like, good chemistry, but low emotional depth. Strong start, but weak follow through. I swear dating is getting so dystopian. Like, we're literally just casually A/B testing human connection. But also, it's kind of the only way to get honest, unbiased feedback. So the question is it insane? Or is it kind of genius?
You know, modern women continue to say they don't need a man, but they actually do. And that's part of what a relationship is. I bring something to the table, you bring something to the table. Well, you know, women back in the day, you know, if they didn't need money, then they wouldn't have been with a man. Well, maybe a man needs something from the woman. Maybe he needs love, affection, and support. Hey, I've got this plan to get this money. Can you help me out? Sure. I would like it on, I really think that we're good friends. I would like us to do this on a long-term basis. What do you think? Yeah, I would like that too. Okay, what do you think about getting married? I'm good with that. So we can combine our stuff and we can share, and then, you know, have kids, and we can build an empire like that. Yeah, I'm on board with that. That's usually, like, in very, very, very basic terms how our relationship goes. But modern women, they say stupid stuff like, girl, if you go out there and get some money, then you're not going to want a man. And that's the problem. That's the problem. A lot of these women are broke and they don't have any money. So they need support. And to get that support, because a man is out here actually working and not being lazy, they need a man. That's how you got your apartment, and that's how you got your car. Because while y'all are calling men lazy and telling men that they need to go to war, they have been at war. They have been working. Who gonna be the boys? The boys are at work, not asking that stupid question. That's how you have the stuff that you have today, is because a man did it for you. You need a man. Oh, well, I get a bag. How are you gonna get a bag if you can't? That's another part of what a man does. A man creates. I'm getting to the bag. I don't need this. You don't need it now because a man created the opportunity for you. He created opportunity for you, right? Like, say, for instance, you have the National Basketball Association. Oh, man, I can hoop this. You sure can. But how are you going to get paid from hooping? Oh, I can play football. I can do that. You sure can. But how are you going to get paid from it unless somebody says, let's put this league together. Let's put a marketing plan together and see if somebody wants to buy tickets to our show, to our entertainment. Looks like we have a market for people that want to do that. Let's get this money. And now you're working to become the best of the best to join the league so you can get paid for your effort. That's what you're doing, stupid. That's what you're doing. You're working to become the best of the best to get incorporated and maybe become a CEO or CFO or a C-suite executive. Nowadays, it used to be only a CEO, and then they added a CFO, and then a COO, and then a CTO, and a CIO, and a CDO, and all these other C-suite executives, right? But you can be all of that. You can even start your own company, right? But people are giving you opportunities. They're creating opportunities. Men are creating spaces and areas for you so you can go get the bag. But you're sitting up here telling them you don't need a man. Stupid.
I want to hear what women want.
We want a man who acts like a man, who's manly, who takes care of things.
Leader.
Ooh, I don't need you to kill an alligator with your hands, but I need to feel so feminine around you because you are so masculine that I can turn my brain off because I know you've got it.
Yeah.
I trust you. I trust your intellect. I trust your character. I trust that I can close my eyes and follow you blindly, and I'm going to be happy about where I end up. You tell me where we're going, and we're all set. We live in a time of new age feminism and this whole idea that women and men need to be the same and they need to compete, and it's all from the enemy. It's all lies.
Ladies, I don't know if you know this, but you're losing the plot right now. This main character energy that a lot of women have, where you feel like everything has to revolve around you, well, men are removing you from the topics that they care to discuss, be around, or have any interactions with. I mean, if you can't tell, just look at the racing, the runners clubs, all of that stuff that they're doing right now. You literally have identifiable bracelets for people to say if they're single, because women want to know who the single men are in these groups so that they have an opportunity to talk to them and approach them. That is pure madness. If a man wants to get your attention, he will, which tells me that the men are not approaching women and for their own very valid reasons. You have made yourself unapproachable. You have made yourself undesirable. Instead of being the person that they would want to approach, you've basically told them they're wrong. They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. You label them. You make it so that men are uncomfortable. If a man approaches you and he doesn't happen to be the guy that you want, then I guess he's some sort of, right? That's the rhetoric that you guys were running around with not that long ago. So now men are trying to find spaces where women are not. I have been scrolling on TikTok and I saw a few guys now who have created their own home gyms so that they can avoid being around women who are not fully dressed. You have made men so uncomfortable that now they don't want to approach you. And they don't even want to be in your space. They're building spaces for themselves to congregate so that they don't have any opportunity to be approached by you. And we're still not going to own the fact that we've got accountability in that. Ladies, you better fix it quick. I'm not out there in these streets, but I'm hearing it's not easy. So obviously, whatever you're doing, it's not working.
Most women, when they experience pain, what they will typically do is look for comfort with other people, look to share that and be nurtured as they experience the pain. So they endure through the pain by building connections and relying on those connections. Men hate that. When men experience pain, if they then have to go and just be a burden to someone else, they feel worthless. Men need to deal with pain by finding a way through it and finding a purpose through it so that they can push through that pain. If you do that, men can go through the pain and put it in its place because they no longer feel helpless against the pain. There is a reason for enduring the pain. That's what men need.
One of the most common conversations I have with 40-year-old men and 50-year-old men behind closed doors is, if I'm not my answers, what am I? And the hardest thing to reconcile is, wired into your nervous system is, men are only as valuable as the crap they can do. And I reject that wholeheartedly because it's a generation of men. Is there a set of skills that a man needs to learn? 1,000%. No question about it. And does a man have more value than just the tasks he can check off a list? Yes.
I'll give you a tip. Date guys that you have no interest in at first. Practice with guys you wouldn't even be interested in at all. Just so there's no pressure. Because women, we want to be the chooser, not the chaser. And when you don't have attachment to anything, then you come off as very confident. That's very sexy and attractive to a man. And you'll get in the habit of being, I'm the chooser. Like, I don't even want you. Show me why I should want you. And you just start with like low level guys that you wouldn't date. And then you do that like 10 times. When a guy comes that you're interested in and you notice, you're like, oh my God, you get a needy and like, no, if I did it with all these guys, they're no different. This guy's no different. You managed it with them. You can manage it with him, you know?
My husband walks in and tells me that he's hungry. He needs to cook for himself. I refuse to cook for him. The other day while making breakfast, my husband walks in and he's like, oh, can I have some? And I'm like, no, this is for me and my children. You could go ahead and go in the fridge, get your eggs, get your bacon, and make yourself some breakfast. My job is to make sure that my kids are fed. I don't need to feed a grown man. He could feed himself. I don't care if you've been working 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, you're still gonna go ahead and cook for yourself. If not, there's a McDonald's right up the road. Same goes for my stepson. I'm not gonna cook for you, you're not my child. And people are like, oh, but you said you cook for your family, your husband is your family. My kids are my family. My husband is family just by a piece of paper. My kids are blood related to me. That's my family. I will not cook for a grown man. If I'm making dinner, you're lucky if you eat leftovers. If not, make your own dinner because I won't be making it for you. Or you could just starve.
She is Super Saiyan beyond selfish, completely useless, but then the husband caught wind of her shenanigans. Let's watch.
So my husband decided to drain our joint bank account and leave me after so much controversy on my videos. So on my main page, I made a video about how I didn't want to cook breakfast for my husband because I didn't want to go out of my way from making scrambled eggs to making a fried egg for him. And I said that he could do it himself. I don't cook for my husband. I never have, and I'm not going to be starting today. I'm sorry. I guess he got, wind of the videos, and yeah, he drained our bank account, and he has told me that I have to leave.
Yes. Good job, my brother. We rocking with you. There's not many videos that I lose all hope for humanity, and this would have been the one if it did not conclude in this optimal way. If anybody knows who this man is, please send him my contact information. I'd like to throw him an entire freedom party right here on the platform. He finally emancipated himself from the hellscape that is this woman.
Thought he was the one that's going to be gone and that I was going to be able to stay here, but he returned and he said that I need to pack up my things and go. I told him absolutely not because I have children and me and my children are not going to be in the street. So I told him that he has to evict me. And the one that gave him this idea of leaving me was his birth giver. Yes.
His mom?
His mother was the one that gave him the grand idea to leave me.
Birth giver is wild. This man dealt with you for 15 years. And you know what? That actually makes sense because he had gotten so much in a situation of happy life, happy wife. He enabled the consequence-free zone that she operated in. So of course she's going to be disrespectful towards him to let all this information free on the internet.
The older I get, the more I realize, the more you improve yourself as a man, the less dating options you actually have. Let me explain. If you're a dude and you have a good career and you have your own place, you're in shape, you're ambitious, maybe you're doing content or have another business on the side, you kind of need someone that's special. Like, if you met a girl and all she brought to the table was her looks, and all she wanted to do was travel and party and do rich people, like, it's just not going to work out. Like, your lifestyles are not going to align, because becoming exceptionally successful is so hard that you either need somebody in that traditional support role that just believes in you 1000% and is just grateful for whatever you can provide in the moment, or you need someone that's also in the trenches, whether that's with you or doing their own thing, and they'll just understand the realities of the grind and like what it really takes. The problem is both of these types are already rare on their own, but they also have to match your physical preferences. So yeah, as you raise your standards for yourself, you're also going to raise the standards for who you allow into your life. And if you keep going, there's just going to be less and less people that are going to meet those requirements.
I might go on a little crusade here, so you can like this or not like this. Females specifically have way too high of standards today in general, in the things that are unchangeable. And then I think they have too low of standards on the things that are changeable. They've actually done crazy research on this, where like they've gone to thousands and thousands of women in kind of dating prime age and kind of said, hey, what are you looking for in a guy? They'll go, income level, what do you think? Height, what do you think? Attraction level out of 10. I'll have all these things. They'll go down the list. Then they added all that data together. And in general, when you actually then take the data of these, you want a man that is 6 foot tall, that makes 150 grand, that is only 23, so like, how's he done, that does this, and this. And then you divide the country, we have 350 million people in the country. You take out the kids, you take out the women, it's something like, 100 million plus men. Then you take out all the people that don't fit that category. And it's like, there's like 7 men in the nation that you could get married to, based on what you just answered.
And they're already married.
Exactly. Exactly. What is crazy is I think just sometimes we have to be honest of how much our culture has created an illusion of like false standards and choice. I think there's so much pressure in dating culture, and I think a lot of people are really overwhelmed because it's so easy to buy the lie in the back of our head while we're dating that, well, there's just probably someone a little bit better out there still. And so it sounds so unromantic, but it's like, ladies, just be fine marrying a 6.
I think because there's a woman that's talking about, practice dating guys that you don't actually like. So by the time you get to the big game, then, you're good. You're golden, right? You're not worried about, oh man, what if I lose this man? What you guys seem to think is that there is an endless supply of these rich men. Now, you can have guys that are high value, but high value to you means something else. So you're not going to really like these men because they're not rich. And that's what high value means to you, right? But the thing would be, what are these men getting in return? What are men receiving in return for coming on the date? Because they have to pay for it. As an intern, it used to be, and now they're paying interns a little bit more. But an intern, there was a guy that he's a millionaire now. I follow him. And essentially what he said is, man, before, when I got into this game some years ago, I would hunt people down and say, let me come work for you. Let me work for you. I want to know you, but you don't have to pay me a dime. Let me work for you. And what they're getting is somebody to work, and and they don't have to pay them, and you're getting experience. So by the time I leave here with experience, then that's what I'm paying. I'm paying with my time and my effort. But what is a man getting when he takes you on a date? He gets to pay for you to not like him. What is he getting? You know what I mean? There's nothing that he's getting that's a benefit to him. He's got to plan the entire date out, then take you out, and then pay for the whole evening. I think an average in some circles, especially for the older generation, or not the older, but the newer generation, I should say, the younger generation, I should say. Now you say, oh, well, you knew, what are you talking about? I'm seasoned. Okay. But for the younger generation, they're paying upwards of $205 to $215 to $220 for a night out. You're telling me that I have to pay $200 and something to get nothing? But I'm getting experience because I don't like them. You just sit there and talk. Are you crazy? Are you a lunatic?
You have any children?
Yep, I got 2 sons.
How old are your 2 sons?
I got a 5-year-old and a 14-year-old.
What kind of man you looking for with your bonnet on your head, girl? You don't care?
No, I got hair.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
I ain't worried about that. I'm looking for a tall guy. Let's let that be clear, because I'm tall, 5'11".
Should he make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, of course, 6 figures. That's what I need.
Did your baby daddy make 100K?
No.
Oh, your baby, the guy you had 2 kids with, didn't make 100K. Why does the next man gotta make 100K?
Because I'm trying to find better.
Okay. I understand the desire for better. There's nothing wrong with that. But one will say you gave a man 2 children and then he didn't make your financial requirement. And now the next guy has to be willing, because you have a 5-year-old, so you have pretty young kids. So they have to be a father figure to your children. Do you want more kids?
No.
Okay, so they got to be a father figure to your kids. And
No,
you
I don't need them to be no father figure, because my kids got a father. I need them to be for me. That's it.
So you don't want to live with him one day? You want to always live separate?
No, but my kids gonna, if I'm gonna move with a man or like live with a man, my kids not gonna be there with me.
Oh, so if you're moving with the guy, your kids will go where?
With their father.
Oh, okay. So this is eye-opening. So if you got married to a man, both of your children won't move with you. They'll go with the dad.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're gonna be where they want to be, but most likely it's gonna be with their dad.
Okay. Well, that is a different dynamic if they go to the dad. Now, is there any potential that if you got married, the kids, they want to know, why would the kids go with the dad and not with you?
Because they live with me most of their life. So it's like, it's their father's time now. Especially if I'm getting married and moving on with my life.
Well, there you have it. Okay. I don't think I've ever heard this answer before. All right. So, okay. So this does change it up slightly, because technically...
And I'm never choosing a man over my kids. My kids could always come with me and be with me if they want to. But if I'm trying to move on with my life and build something with somebody, I don't need my kids around because they have their own father.
To the untrained eye, that may come off as some innocent joke, but we all know every joke contains some truth. I think it's time for us to look more closely into who we decided to marry. Because our initial impact, I was like, I don't really like this joke, but whatever. And then I go into the comment section. This is where things get interesting. Rose says, when my dad retired, my mom cried for a week. You gotta be kidding me, with 26.1 thousand likes. You know how much someone gotta hate you for them to cry for a whole week just because you retired? Mind you, retiring is a good thing. Well, that's wild. But anyways, Mama Lynn says, nothing's going to be clean no matter how much you clean it for that entire week. Okay, so what? And if it's really that big of a deal, you sit down with your husband, you have a conversation. Hey, when I'm cleaning something, I don't need y'all to come and dirty it. And if y'all do dirty it, clean it up yourself. Jasmine90 says, so we all don't like our husbands to be at home. Yeah, of course y'all don't. Y'all just want workhorses. Y'all want men that go to work nonstop, pay all the bills. They never get to actually enjoy none of the money that they've made at said job. Like, how horrible of an individual you gotta be to marry someone and not want to be around them in any way, shape, or form, especially for an extended period of time. And that comment got 9,000 plus likes. This is insane. Viola T says, mine recently retired and I am 15.9 thousand likes. Viola, why would you marry a man just to feel like you weren't with him? The decisions y'all make. Y'all marry people y'all don't like. Y'all just marry men that are going to pay your bills and take care of you. It's not because you actually want to be with this person. You deserve to be for that. Cody says, my husband works from home now, going on 4 years of it. Send help. 2,000 plus likes. After a while, it comes to a point where these things are not even jokes anymore. Too many women are saying the same thing. Like, there's no way. That God says, may this love never find me. And the creator that created the original video sent him this response with the stale face. Yeah, may that love never find me as well. Because what the why wouldn't you want to be around your partners, let alone someone you married? Kat says, no, because why would they do that? because they got vacation or they want to be at home. They want to enjoy the money that they've made at this job. They've been working nonstop probably. That's why they would do that, Cat. Blue Lansonberry says, what is it like to be married to someone you don't like? ? The creator of the original video says, I don't know, Blue Lansonberry. My husband is a happy camper. Don't you worry, buddy. Yeah, their husbands are always happy campers when they doing some online. I'll be damned. I'm working my off, breaking my back, and my wife is at home, taken care of. And instead of reciprocating, she's online making videos about hating the fact that I'm going to be home for a week. Get the out of here, man. Kale says, OMG, I found my people. You know, this is all fun and games until one of their husbands sees this post, see them in the comments on this post, and decide to, you know, go his separate way. And then all of a sudden, men ain't. But you know what? I know they ain't gonna listen to what I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep it changing.
Guys who just listen to too much red pill material, not her first choice. She'll likely leave me if a better option comes around.
I hear this a lot from men in my comment. You're not her first choice. Her first choice would be a 6'4" guy in finance who is ripped and everything that they think women want in a man. But the same could be said for men. If they had a choice, they would go after the Sydney Sweeneys of the world, or a model, or some Instagram baddie. Those are things that men also aspire to have. That doesn't mean that you're settling whenever you end up with somebody that you just vibe with. When you end up with somebody that you love, that you like the personality, that you enjoy spending time with, that matters more than these aspirational, superficial things. You're happier with someone who shares your values, who laughs at the same things you do, or finds the same things you find funny, or has similar interests or adjacent interests, or you just respect them and admire them. If you fall in love with somebody, you say yes to marrying them, that is your first choice. They really feel like if they're not this end-all, be-all Chad, any woman's just settling. And that's also going to keep you black-pilled. It's going to keep you red-pilled. It's going to keep you single if you keep thinking like that. Find somebody that you find attractive. Find somebody that you vibe with. Find somebody that you respect. And those are the people that you should be with.
Dating is so crazy these days. Everyone is just playing a game. I refuse to sign up for that. I was talking to a friend and she quite literally said to me, "You're going to stay single forever if you don't start playing the game." If that man sends you a message, you shouldn't be responding immediately. You should wait 3 hours to respond. If he calls you, don't answer the phone. If he tries to schedule a date with you, don't be available, even if you are available. See, the thing is that for me, I'm a person who's busy. So I'm not always going to see the text message right away. But if I see the text message right away and I'm available to respond, I will. If I receive the phone call and I'm available to speak, I'm going to answer. And if I have availability Thursday night, I'm going to go out with you Thursday night. I'm not going to pretend that I'm busy just to prove to you that I live a busy life, because I already live a busy life. I don't need to fake it. And the sad part is that when you reciprocate, people get turned off. They don't like you anymore. They like the people who resist. Like, you want the girl that you can't get because the one that likes you back, well, that was too easy. What? It's just such a game. Why can't it be more simple? Boy meets girl, boy likes girl, girl likes boy, boy and girl go together and be together. No, we gotta play games. We gotta pretend that we don't like each other. I don't sign up for that. I wanna fall in love.
I married the first man that chose me with 2 kids. And he very much, I believe, he thinks that he picked me up from the single mama orphanage. He was like, "Oh, a young single mom, look at her. She got 2 kids. I'll take that one, Alex." And whatever it is, he told himself that he made me, that he saved me, that whatever it is, that is the story that he has. So when I left him, I think that he told himself, how dare she leave me? Does she know who I am? And I left thinking on very good terms. I tried really hard. So ladies, let me also tell you what it looks like when you are trying to keep the peace. And when you're trying to, when you're letting guilt, because I didn't want to leave him. He said that he loved me and he was hurting, but it just didn't feel good. And so I left alimony on the table. So I could have gotten another additional $600 a month on top of what I was already getting. And so when I say that to him, I go, whoa. Why are you over here, throwing around, you pay child support? Remember, I was nice and I didn't take all that was owed to me. I had it to rights, but I was trying to be the bigger person.
So I think what one of the ladies was saying, to Kendra was, I'm trying to move on with my life, and my kids are not my entire existence, which it's confusing, but it really isn't confusing. Essentially what they're saying is what they're accusing men of doing. Well, you know, he's sweet and he's kind and he's this and that in the beginning, but then at some point in time, he just flips on me, and, you know, I don't know what happened. He just flipped, and he wants me to do this, and he wants to control me. No. And, you know, I guess some men do that, right? But they're making it seem like the vast majority of men do that, which they don't. That's what modern women do. And that's what you just saw right there. Well, I want to move on with my life. My kids are not a priority. Me finding a man is a priority. And I'm going to move in with him and, you know, kind of take his stuff. But once I got everything locked down, now I'm going to send my kids over to their daddy so I can take care of this. So I can tell him, hey, I don't have any kids. I mean, I have kids, but I don't have kids at the house. They with their daddy. They be with their daddy most of the time anyway. So it'll be just me and you. When we get married and my kids say, hey, I want to come live with you. Yeah, for sure. Come on over. And I don't necessarily have to talk to my man about it, my new man, because those are my kids and they always come first. So they're going to come in this house on you, regardless if you like it or not. You're going to be paying their bills as well as what you were already committed to, which is me. And you're not going to complain about it. You're going to like it. And when you raise a fuss about it, it's like, hey, I thought it was only you. That's what you told me. Yeah, but you knew I had kids. It's always a package deal, regardless of what I told you. I'm a woman. I'm just a girl, yada, yada, yada. And a whole bunch of nonsense and manipulation, quite honestly. This is what you can expect from all of these modern